If you want to build generational wealth and if you want to help those around you, you need to put on your big girl pants. You need to sit down and you need to train your mind and tell your mind, hey, this is what we're going to do today. Hey there, Millennial Mom. Welcome to the PhD Mommy's Journey podcast. I'm your host, Bree. I'm an educator, scientific researcher, and a toddler mom who is on a journey to build generational wealth. This podcast series is going to focus on providing you with a roadmap to financial success, financial freedom, and most importantly, financial independence. I'm a millennial mom using my knowledge and experience in education, science, and research to help other moms who are interested in becoming more financially aware through focusing on the psychology of money, the biology of belief, the power of positive thinking, and my personal experiences. I hope to better understand my thoughts, feelings, habits, emotions, patterns, personality, characteristics, behaviors, actions, and more, and understand how they impact my financial well-being. Whether we want to talk about it or not, health and wealth impact us as a society very greatly. My goal is to help bridge the gap between research and practice by using data, culture, and human experience to shed light to the various phenomena we all face as human beings, but are so afraid and uncomfortable to speak upon. Through this series, I aim to equip you with the right tools to build an indestructible, unbreakable, but malleable financial mental toolbox, aka your money mindset or your financial blueprint, in which the tools you select are going to be used to build the financial success and the generational wealth you want for your own legacy. If you are a millennial mom entrepreneur, aka mommypreneur, who wants to become financially free, independent, successful, abundant, and literate through financial education, then you are at the right place. This podcast is a very safe space. This podcast is where you're going to find knowledge, inspiration, and practical tips to help you navigate your financial journey. As millennial moms, we often find ourselves juggling multiple roles and responsibilities. We end up feeling stressed and overwhelmed, and we often forget how precious life is until something happens. Oftentimes, this leaves us saying things like, life is so crazy. But here's the truth. Nothing, no one, nothing at all is actually crazy. According to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, the definition of crazy means not mentally sound, unusual, impractical. However, life is very sound. Life is pretty usual. Most importantly, life is practical. I know, you're thinking, yeah, right. But it's true. I mean, think about it. People do crazy things, especially when it comes to money. But no one's really crazy. Or are we? Have you ever wondered how the world truly works? You may think you have an idea, and you may think you understand, but here's the truth. We all have our own unique experience with how the world works. Think about what shapes your experiences. Your generation, your parents, their generation, your income, values, location, time period, education, culture, language, and so many other factors. I know you've heard the phrase, experience is life's best teacher. To teach means to cause, or to cause us to know something. Teaching can also mean to educate, to instruct, to train, to indoctrinate. Teaching also means to provide a lesson. Overall, the goal with teaching is to make sure that some type of knowledge has been gained. Now, while I think life provides us with a lot of experiences and knowledge, I don't like to look at life as a teacher. Instead, I think it's important for us to look at life as a facilitator. Facilitate means to make easier and to help bring about. As an educator or as a teacher, our job is not simply to teach. In fact, the entire culture of pedagogy actually encourages educators or teachers to really position themselves as facilitators. Now, whenever you want to be a facilitator, you are actually helping and you're guiding that person to whatever success that they need to be. So whether it is student academic success, as a facilitator, you provide tools and you provide the knowledge and you help guide them. You don't just educate and just indoctrinate, you actually guide them. And that's what life is about. Life is not just a teacher. Our experiences do not just teach us. In fact, our experiences are used to help guide us in the direction that we need to be in our lives. With that aspect, I wholeheartedly believe that when we shift our mindset and we understand that life is more of an experience, and once we understand that no one has all of the answers, when it comes to money, when it comes to financial freedom and success, there are some things that I may know about money that others do not know, or vice versa. Now, what may make sense to me may be completely different. It may be completely odd or crazy to someone else. However, that is their norm. That is my norm. And we need to understand that whenever we're talking about how to be financially free or how to be financially successful, we have to understand that our experiences will be used to shape or to guide our financial success journey. Your journey is not one that is crazy. It's not one that is unique. It is one that is based off of your own experiences. And when you understand that, you will be able to put the pieces together in order to find out how to truly get financially free. Now, some people may often wonder, why is it important to talk about the human experience? Now, it's very important to talk about the human experience because our experiences not only shape our view of how the world works, but it is a driving factor to our thoughts, our emotions, our feelings, our actions, and our behaviors. My sister, she is studying sociology, and she highlighted one key important factor in truth that made me understand the importance when it comes to the human experience. She told me that our behaviors impact our societies. And when we look at our society, our immediate society, that includes our families, that includes our children, our spouses, our generation, and more importantly, our legacy. So as a mom, as a millennial mom, you need to have a deep and inner scope on your roots and your seeds. You have to understand that your physical world, the outside world, is a blueprint of how your inner world is constructed, and you need to change that structure. And in order to do that, you have to change the roots and you have to change your seeds. You have to look at how your skewed perception of the world impacts those around you. Now, the world can care less about why you do what you do. They don't really care. The truth is, most people, whenever you belong to a certain group or you behave in a certain pattern or behavior, what's going to happen is you're going to be generalized, categorized, and stereotyped according to the social hierarchy that you have decided and accepted for yourself. But you know who does care? Our kids. Our children care. Our families care. Why? Because they are the ones who are most going to be impacted. They are the ones who are mainly going to be impacted by the decisions that we make. So the financial decisions that we make, we need to ensure that we are financially educated, that we are financially intelligent, that we are financially free and successful in order to continue financial success and generational wealth. No one, and I mean no mother, should or nor want to put her child, her children, her family, her legacy in a place that is worse off than what it was first left in. And a lot of times I feel like we as a generation, we tend to blame our parents based off of the information that they have. That is not an escape route. That is not something that you can use as a crutch, because at the end of the day, it depends and it relies on you. You made that decision when you became a mom. And I know that many people are probably thinking, oh, that is so easy to say. You probably have an easier life. I may have an easier life than you. I may not have an easier life than you. Regardless of the fact, the truth of the matter is you're not crazy. You've experienced heartache. You've experienced pain. You've experienced trauma. Everyone experiences trauma. Everyone experiences pain. Everyone experiences heartache. You have to get out of this victim's mentality. You have to stop allowing life to just teach you lessons. Instead, use those life experiences as a facilitator. Use it to help guide you, to help teach you on how to forge and create the life that you want to live, not the life that's just thrown out at you. If you want to be financially successful, if you want to gain financial independence, if you want to build generational wealth, and if you want to help those around you, you need to put on your big girl pants. You need to sit down and you need to train your mind and tell your mind, hey, this is what we're going to do today. I'm not going to spend this coffee money at Starbucks when I can make something at home. I don't even drink the coffee all the way. So why go to Starbucks? Or don't sit in line for a product that you're not even going to use. It doesn't make any sense. You need to learn how to condition and train your mind into how you want it to be. One that is of financial success, financial health, financial well-being, and most importantly, financial freedom. A lot of people think that there's something wrong with wanting to be wealthy and wanting to be rich. But here's the truth. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be rich, nor is there anything wrong with wanting to be wealthy. In my opinion, I feel that it is actually a disservice to God and to those around you to not fulfill your own destiny and want to become rich. In order to be the best version of yourself, in order to be able to help others, it requires funds. It requires money. It requires time, which also costs money. Try paying your electric bill with love. You will be sleeping with the lights off. Money is required. Money is a necessity. Money is not meant to control you. You need to control money. And that is by being very specific about what financial success is to you. And most importantly, know why you want to be financially successful. Because when you know why you want to be financially successful, you understand your purpose. You understand what you were here for. You understand what you were made for. Now, we all see the world through a different lens. We use that tiny sliver of perception to think that we all know how the world works. So here's just another perspective and another viewpoint. Michael Batnick said, "Some lessons have to be experienced before they can be understood." Now, we live in a world of duality. The laws of nature apply to us simply because we are part of nature. We're not above nature. As human beings, we like to do a lot of thinking, and that thinking can cause us to get into a lot of trouble because we act as if the laws of nature do not apply to us. We are human beings. We are living beings. We have an inner and outer being of us. The laws of nature definitely apply to us. You may have heard of the term seeing is believing, believing is seeing. Now, a lot of people, instead of actually doing, they like to do a lot of thinking, analyzing, and arguing. For instance, you may have heard what came first, the chicken or the egg. But here's the truth. Chickens are consumed, eggs are consumed. Whether you bake it, whether you fry it, whether you boil it, chickens are going to be consumed just like eggs. Now, you may wonder, what does that have to do with being financially free? Here's how. People will always eat chicken. people will always eat eggs. You can sit around and argue about which came first, the chicken or the egg, or you can find a way to see how you can actually leverage the chicken and the egg to help those around you. There's nothing great about being poor. There is no praise in poverty. Now, I say this as someone who has experienced what it's like to live in middle class, as well as someone who has lived in poverty. I say this as the firstborn child of 2 immigrant parents. I say this as a woman. I say this as a mom. I say this as a millennial, an educator, a scientist, a United States citizen, a Cali bred raising 2 native Texans. Do you know what Chick-fil-A, Raising Cane's, Aldi's, Louis Vuitton, Waffle House, and many other corporations or businesses have in common? They all use chicken and eggs. Now, for example, let's say that you look at a Waffle House commercial. What are you going to see? You might see an egg cracking on the skillet, chicken and eggs. Now, let's say that you're looking through a Ralph Lauren or a Louis Vuitton or Michael Jordan or Janny and Jack magazine. You might see someone, a family, opening or cracking an egg, making eggnog for Christmas, or baking a cake for a birthday in a Louis Vuitton scarf. They're all using chicken and eggs. Those who are successful in life, they don't argue about chicken, nor do they argue about eggs. They leverage their experiences and they forge a life that enhances the quality of those around them. They think bigger and they consider how their behaviors impact their loved ones, and they do their very best to fulfill their purpose. Those who are successful, they are consistent. They are committed. They are determined to use chicken and eggs to create visions, dreams, and goals. They understand that chicken and eggs are sources that can be used for so much based off of their own unique experiences. Cornbread, chicken pot pie, facial mask, cupcakes, sandwiches, and many other daily items that serve a need come from chicken and eggs. We all do crazy things, and we really do crazy things with money. And those crazy things are driven by your emotions, which is shaped by your perspective of the world through your own unique and personal human experience. Now that you understand this, my question to you is, are you going to continue to argue with others about why the rich become richer or why the poor stay poor? Or are you going to use what life has made you understand, the cause and effect of life, and use it as a facilitator to help guide you and have a better life? Are you going to use your human experiences to guide you to improve the lives of others around you, those who are actually on the receiving end of what you do? Life is so much more meaningful when you focus on simply growing and giving. When you become a plant and you understand that the more that you grow, the more you give, you can do more. But in order to do more, you must be more to become more. The choice is up to you. Live your life to your fullest potential and exponentially increase the lives of those all around you. Or you can do the opposite, and you can make the lives of those around you more dark, gloomy, and full of unnecessary pain. Either way, whether you choose to allow those around you to suffer because you chose to waste your necessary potential, you will still die, and life will go on. Just make sure that when it does, that your loved ones can navigate more easily in this journey of life because you actually reached your potential. You are not judged by what happens to you, but you are judged by how you respond to it. So I have some homework for you guys. Grab a paper, grab a pen, and self-evaluate your current situation. Write down everything about you, the good, the bad, the ugly. Write it all down. Once you're done writing, I want you to look at it, and I want you to accept that that's who you are. Accept that this is the worst you. This is the you that you have to build upon. Now, you're going to write a letter to a better you. You can always change and rewrite it as long as you are never going backwards and as long as you are never staying the same. You must do things you have never done in order to be who you were always meant to become, the best version of yourself. Get to work, mama. You've got this. Thank you for listening to the PhD Mommy's Journey podcast. Feel free to follow me on Instagram at the PhD Mom Life. Feel free to subscribe to this channel wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Thank you for listening to the PhD Mommy's Journey. Bree, over and out.